Welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. Tonight we are watching and reacting to Real Madrid CF versus CF Pachuca FIFA Club World Cup 2025 Group H, the last match day of the second round of the group stage. When CONCACAF starts their one penultimate day of their group stage, considering, well, of actual matches, we still have Monday off. 3 days, but Monday has no matches because reasons, I guess. Well, okay, rest. But either way, Real Madrid CF contra CF Pachuca, la Copa Mundial de Clubes de la FIFA, Grupo H, fase de grupos. We are here. We are ready. We are going to be live for all three matches today. I will touch on that later. At the half. Once again, we'll talk about things then. Well, at least you're home. Hopefully you have air conditioning. Unlike Newcastle guy. With that being said, starting 11s are as follows. For Real Madrid, we have Thibaut Courtois, the back four of Fran Garcia, Dean Huijsen, Raul Asensio, Trent Alexander-Arnold, a central midfielder, Aurelien Tchouameni, the attacking midfielders, Fede Valverde, Jude Bellingham, and the front three of Vinicius Jr. We have Gonzalo Garcia, Arda Güler, and Mbappe is still out with a illness. Starting 11 for Pachuca, we have Carlos Moreno, the back four of Chaka Rodriguez. We have Eduardo Bauerman. We have Federico Pereira and Brian Gonzalez. The defensive midfield two, Elias Montiel and Agustin Pallavicino. The front three, or the attacking midfield three, Alexis Dominguez. We have Alan Bautista, Kennedy, and up front we have Salomon Rondon. All right. Well, good point. Teams are shaking hands, and Pachuca wearing their navy blue. Real Madrid wearing white. Once again, starting 11 for Madrid, Courtois. We have Garcia, Huijsen, Asensio, Alexander-Arnold, Tchouameni, Bellingham, Valverde, Vinicius, Garcia, Güler for Real Madrid. No Mbappe once again. Pachuca, Real Madrid rematch. They played each other in December. Carlos Moreno. We have Gonzalez, Pereira, Bauerman, Rodriguez, Bautista, Montiel, Kennedy, Pallavicino, Dominguez, and Salomon Rondon. Let's remember, this is a rematch. This is a rematch, and we are here for this rematch. I am glad, to a certain extent, yes. Center ref will be Ramon Aberti. VAR referee Hernan Mastrangelo. Yeah, that definitely was either way. Because they paid lots of money to CONCACAF. That's why. Yes, Alex. But we have Madrid versus Pachuca. We're here. From Liga MX, who had the best transfer window. Well, it hasn't really started yet. I guess we have to be one of the teams at the Club World Cup because they had the extra window. He's not a leader, I'll say that much. He's more of a soldier. It has. I've been too focused. Let's be real. I've been too focused on the Club World Cup and Gold Cup to even pay attention to the transfers. Talk to me when the Leagues Cup starts. Because Davies is injured. Eustachio's not there because he's at this dumbass Club World Cup. when he's only playing 30 minutes a game. Hope Porto gets eliminated. He won't be the captain anymore when Eustáquio's back, which that's the way it should be. Osorio's washed anyway, but he's hurt, so it doesn't matter, frankly. Dad to make something work, I guess, because seniority, I guess, especially on that squad. He's not a leader. I don't think he's a fraud, but he's certainly not a leader. But hey, maybe Turkey is his level. I don't know. And we're off. Maybe Turkey and France is his level. I don't know. Let's not talk about Canada till Tuesday, because I really... Either way, we're off. 0-0, 0-0. How we doing, Specimen? How we doing, Henry? Bon anniversaire. Happy anniversary in French. At least I know that. How we doing, Specimen? We're here for all 3 games today. I'll touch on that more at the half. And we'll talk at least about the first half of this game and get it going. Xabi Alonso managing Madrid. Hopefully, is this game better for him than the Al Hilal match? We'll find out. Or will Pachuca get their revenge on Madrid? And it almost looked like they weren't. What were you doing? Luckily, no goal against, but that was a little bit stupid. That was a little bit stupid right there. Playing forward. And Vinicius gets pushed off the ball by Bowerman. Horrible start by Pachuca so far. Close you get without giving up a goal. Can Jimmy Lozano do any better against Madrid than Guillermo Almada? Probably not. We hope so, but probably not. Well, yeah, at some point. Probably go back to the Whitecaps, considering he started there in like 10 years or 12. I would say about 12 years, but, you know. Probably 15. Playing forward. Good clearance by Madrid. Corner for Pachuca. Rondon's walking slowly. I got on the zone, so I don't know how you're ahead of me. That's just sad. That's just sad. I'm watching on the zone. I don't know how you're ahead of... Oh, maybe TUDNA actually has the best one. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Corrected yourself. He's right about the corner, though. 2 seconds before it happened. Cross in for Pachuca. Let's see if they do anything out of it. I would hope so, at least. Cross in. Header. Shot by Rondon. And he puts it wide. A volley. My bad. It was a volley. A volley by Rondon, and he put it wide. Is he washed? I think we have to start having the conversation. Is Rondon washed? He was that free and couldn't even pop it into the net. He might be washed. He might be washed, but it's another corner. He might be washed. He might be washed. Montiel to take the corner. Cross in. Headed away. Top of the box, and they do nothing with it. One man back and is about to get eaten up. Chaka, what are you doing? Well, that didn't end badly. Could have. Chaka, the last man back. That doesn't sound so smart. That doesn't sound so smart. Free kick for Madrid. Yes. Yes. I'll be here all 3 windows. It is USA. Wait. Okay, actually. It's Saudi Arabia, Trinidad that I'm going live for in that second window. But I'll have both games on the TV because one's FS1, one's FS2 or something like that. I'll have the multi-view up. So I'll be talking about USA Haiti, but there's less meaning to that than Saudi Trinidad. But it's a unadvertised double. So I'll talk about both games because I have them both on my TV. But so yes, but no. The advertising, it's not advertising USA Haiti. Talking about it, yes. Watching it while I'm watching Trinidad Haiti or Trinidad Saudi, yes. Will I be wearing a USA shirt? No. Doesn't really matter. I'm only live for that window. And then Mexico, Costa Rica, I'm live for, then I review. But either way, I'm live for all 3 windows. No. The Gold Cup window starts at 6. Group D's games are at 6. Mexico's window is at 9. They're both played at the same time because it's the last day of the group stage. Each group game. So it says 6 and 6. For you, that'd be 7. But either way, then Mexico's at 9. For you, that'd be 10. But either way, 6 minutes in, 0-0. Free kick for Pachuca, foul for Asensio. But for me, it's 6. Time zones. But either way. Either way, yes, I will talk about the USA-Haiti match on the stream, but the focus is Trinidad-Saudi because there's more meaning to that game than Haiti-USA because let's be real, the USA's at least drawing that match, if not winning. They've already won the group. So Saudi Trinidad has more meaning, so that's why we're going live for that one. So that's probably get me a little bit more views because it's Trinidad. But either way, 7 minutes in. Playing forward, Rondon, what are you doing? Red card. Dogso. Wait. Dogso on Asensio. Free kick at the top of the box for Pachuca. Pachuca will be up a man for most of this match. Wow. I'm surprised it wasn't a red card for simulation. I mean, he did push him, but not exactly. It is Dogso, but it's kind of soft. I wouldn't be surprised if they overturned it on VAR. I mean, he did push him, but red card for Asensio. Do you think Trent to Madrid was overhyped? Yes, it was. It was overhyped. It doesn't fix any of their problems. And Weistin really doesn't fix their problems either. And they don't understand Javi's system yet either. Can Gonzalez score another free kick? Come on. Come on. Come on. Put him up. Put him up. Can Gonzalez score another free kick? Please. It'd be awesome. Palavecino might be it too, but it's going to be Palavecino over the bar. Should have let Gonzalez take it. But okay. Fair enough. You're right. Over the bar. Should have let Gonzalez take it. Did you not watch the last game? Jimmy, Juventus won 4-1 against Wydad, by the way. Not surprised. Juve merda. 4-1 Juve. 4-1 Juve. I'm not surprised. Playing forward. If you talk about Trent, he's a horrible defender. That's all that matters. Trent is a horrible defender. He always has been. There's a reason why he played the midfield for Liverpool, or at least later on. He was always better in the midfield because he has better offensive instincts. Defensively, he's horrible. Trent is horrible defensively. Playing forward. Chaka shot side netting. He could have taken that earlier, but okay. Oh, that was Kennedy. My bad. Well, they're both bald, And they kind of look like a 24. My bad. Kennedy. Yeah, okay. I see why I didn't make it at Chelsea. My bad. My bad. That was Kennedy. Looked as bad as what Chaco would have done, frankly. So who we kidding? $24 and $29 look as numbers kind of look similar from a certain angle. And they're both bald. He is a little bit more beefy, though, so. Okay, maybe that was a howler. Either way. Playing forward. '11th minute. 0-0. Settle. Either way. Playing forward. Pachuca has the ball. '11th minute. Lambert Jimmy, yes. Lambert Jimmy is the manager. Yeah, Pachuca might win this, and Madrid might be screwed. Let's remember they're only on 1 point. And Salzburg could shock them too. I mean, Salzburg is very fast. Depending on where they play that game. Salzburg is a very fast young team. And Madrid still looks like shit. It's not Javi's team yet. Pardon my French. But it's true. So I don't care. Pardon my French, it's true. Let's look. Real Madrid versus Salzburg. Let's see where they're playing that game. 8 p.m., so that's the good news. Philadelphia. Okay, that doesn't get so hot. Okay, so it's a little bit more of a... Well, honestly, they probably could do better than Asensio, so it's fine. He's younger than Rondon. I know this because he was in Chelsea's academy and never did anything. But then again, what's new? Chelsea academy players, especially before Lampard, well, let's remember how bad that was. Like Mason Mount, Judas, but at least he got out of Chelsea's academy and played a while for Chelsea, helped them win the Champions League. Tammy got to Chelsea, Tammy Abraham, Reece James, and that's about it. Anybody remember Charlie Musonda Jr.? Remember that? Yeah. Yep. Lucas Piazzon. Anybody remember him? Kennedy. He probably did better than some of them. He actually played a couple of games for the first team, 2015. 10th season, 10th place season. I love how Pachuca fans are like, oh, look, Kennedy. I'm like, no, you don't want to be happy about that. That ain't amazing, by the way. Just so you know, that is not amazing. Just so you know, that isn't amazing. I'm honestly... Honestly, I'm embarrassed about Canada's result yesterday, frankly. But yeah, good point. 15th minute. That feels familiar. Winvo. Madrid, free kick. Caught by Moreno. I saw Roberto Carlos, but I know. He could do that. He's celebrating. He was referencing Wolf of Wall Street anyway, which I kind of respect. Either way. "15th minute. I mean, yeah, I guess I am. They could still top the group. It's still embarrassing. I guess I am grateful Canada drew. At least that means we could still top the group on Tuesday. I know. Beat El Salvador, then you don't. All you have to do is beat El Salvador and you don't. Do your damn job. Wake up call, please. Please just be a wake up call. Please just be the hiccup. Like Argentina Saudi was a hiccup. Just no. Beat El Salvador, please. Beat El Salvador. I beg. Playing forward. "17th minute. It'll be El Salvador 1, Canada 2. I'll live with that. I could live with that. How am I not surprised? Huh. Isn't that familiar? Playing forward. Rondon. Kennedy. Make up for it. Save. Shot. Save. Courtois. If that was anybody but Courtois, that would have went in. Free kick the other way. Huh. How am I not surprised? Yellow card. How am I not surprised? You mean in tournament. By the way. But again, how am I not surprised? Like, yeah, no, of course the Mexican fans are the fans that attend every game at this tournament. Have you not seen Mexican national team games? In the USA, there's a reason they play them. Money. They'll go. I respect it. I'm not saying I don't. I'm just saying this is a known quantity. You play a Mexican game in the USA, they're going to go. The fans are going to pack it out, whether it's club or country. It's always been that way. They travel well. Also, the diaspora fans who live in the USA as well will be there. So, but they travel well. I mean, look at Jerry World during the Gold Cup. Do you realize why they have Mexico games played there in the big stadiums? They'll pack them out. You never see Mexico play a game at a small stadium during the Gold Cup, now do you? It's always Jerry World. It's always the Texans Stadium. It's always SoFi. It's always Allegiant. It's always big stadiums because they'll pack them out. And, hey, Coleman Bowl teams too. Well, that's fair. That's true as well. What about Boca River Plate? Well, yeah, that's true, but true. I also think CONMEBOL fans travel well for the Copa America, so good point, actually. But again, similar mentalities of what this tournament means. The thing that surprises me is that there's no, even European fans who live in the United States for these clubs are not packing out this tournament. Now that surprises me. I understand the not traveling fans, but you would think there's enough fans of like Chelsea that are American that would go to see Chelsea play in the Atlanta area or in the area of wherever the hell they played Flamengo. I don't remember. I forgot that one right off the bat after I reviewed it. 0-0. Yeah, that does surprise me to a certain extent. Tchouameni got lucky. Pachuca should have scored already. PSG has no fans. People only wear PSG shirts because they're cool. Okay, no, wait, no. They had fans when Messi was there, but now people just wear PSG shirts. It now, again, is people wear PSG shirts because they're cool. That's what it is now. 21st minute. Headed away. Rondon. No, that might have been Kennedy, actually. Either way. People just wear PSG shirts because they're cool. I mean, if they've struggled against Suriname and the DR, I don't think it's going to be pretty against Costa Rica. I'm not going to say they're going to lose, or I'm not saying they're losing, but it's still going to be a tough game. It's still going to be a tough game against Costa Rica because they're actually worth a damn. Exactly. Well, they both struggled, so Mexico still doesn't wow me. Shot wide. At least took a shot. Mexico still doesn't wow me at this tournament so far. I can still say that. It's true. They still haven't wowed me. Pretty much. Wherever they go, yeah, they do. I think that's part of the problem for the FMF. Like, why the FMF is so corrupt. The FMF is so corrupt because the Mexican teams always have a home advantage no matter where they go. Because all they have to do is be like, hey, here's a game in the United States, and they'll make money despite themselves. You realize why the national team's so bad? That's part of the problem. That's part of the problem. Because the fans in the United States, whether they're Mexican fans who do travel or they're Mexican fans who live in the United States, will not spend money for those games. They'll go. And that's a problem. Like, I respect it because the fans show love to the team, but I also think they're useful idiots in a roundabout way. Because you know the national team sucks. You know they need to be better. And you're giving the FMF money anyway because, they're coming to Soldier Field and putting a C team on the field against Bolivia. You still pack that out. Huh? You're allowing them to be mediocre by putting money in their pocket. That's my opinion. To be fair, it's the top 6. Well, I'm also talking about the national team too, but either way. And I'm not exactly complaining about the top 6 itself. Like the club teams, I get it. I'm talking about the national team. Like all these Mex Tour games, partnering with some, the Mex Tour games, putting a freaking C team out at Soldier Field and still packing it out. Huh. And it's even more apparent when they go to Utah. of all places. Rondon plays it forward. Goes down in the box. Goal kick. And it's even more apparent when the FMF puts a game in Utah of all places. Utah. And it still had pretty good attendance. They put a game in Utah. And it still had a good attendance. I personally think I love the passion of the El Tree fans, whether they live in the United States or they still travel to those games. I love their passion, but at this point, you got to ask, are they useful idiots to the FMF, giving them money every single time they play a game in the United States? The only time they play a game in Mexico is when they're forced to, whether it's a qualifier or a Nations League game. Doesn't look like a penalty, to be honest. They're going to VAR. Yes, and probably first place, barring a miracle. No penalty. Nope. Goal kick. Goal kick. Yeah. Also, a Mexican team is part of this, and it's Real Madrid. But I agree. But some teams are very disappointing. Also, the Gold Cup as well. Also, the Gold Cup's been very disappointing on attendances. But, never a pen. I agree. I don't think it was a penalty either. I think VAR was overkill. But again, 0-0, 0-0, 27th minute. But then again, I wish Mexico played more games in Mexico, for their fans in Mexico. But that seems to be, well, until Gianni Infantino got the harebrained idea to play Club World Cup in the summer. And Gold Cup was still a thing. It was always going to be a thing. But the numbers look good so far is all I'm saying. We're having a really good June. I'll say that much. I'm enjoying the Club World Cup. I'm not listening to them because I can't. So I'll take your word for it. Playing for it is Madrid. I'll take your word for it. I thought I'd get to Club World Cup during knockouts, but the group stage has been a lot of fun. I think the tournament's been awesome. I came into it with an open mind. I like the idea. I'm not a Euro snob though, but it's been as good as I would have thought it was going to be. It's been as interesting as I thought it was going to be. I'm not surprised. But because a lot of people came into it I'm seeing a lot of European YouTubers be like, I was wrong about the Club World Cup. And I'm like, yeah, you shit on it instantly. Of course you were probably going to be wrong. Yeah, is it corrupt? Yeah. Is it Gianni Infantino being a corrupt jackass is why it was born? Yeah, for sure. But sometimes ends up being a good thing. You could say the seedy origins of where it came from. You can acknowledge that. You can also acknowledge the games have been pretty good. The attendances have been shit, but the games have been pretty good. Why? You can acknowledge that. Both can be true. Both can be true. Now, will this affect these teams later on down the season? Probably. Will this possibly make the World Cup quality worse? Possibly. we'll find that out as we go. So, honestly, Panama. United States played a shitty Trinidad and a Saudi Arabia they should have honestly drawn. They were lucky to get the goal that was offside. And Mexico struggled with the DR, struggled with Suriname. Honestly, Panama. Canada does not have 6 points because, well, they struggled with Curacao. Panama. Unironically, Panama. With the 3 teams with 6 points, Panama. Unironically. This U.S. team does suck. Let's just be real. Mexico hasn't wowed me. Panama, they haven't really wowed me either, but at least Panama have been the closest to their expectations. And honestly, after yesterday, even if Canada got a point or got the win, I might have leaned towards Panama anyway. That's honestly, all 3 big teams, honestly, have underwhelmed. I still say Canada's done better than USA and Mexico, even though they have 4 points. But that Honduras game's doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Yeah. By the way, it's New Zealand, but I get your point. He should, but he won't. Yeah. I like the idea. That's true. European teams have been exposed as frauds for most of this tournament. I love it because I was right. Water break, 32nd minute. Turns out I was right. What do you know? Canada should still top the group, though. As long as they beat El Salvador, they still top the group with 7 points. Still means you play Guatemala or Jamaica, probably Guatemala. And then we go from there. And then that semifinal will probably be United States. And the final, if there is a final, probably Mexico. You got to do what you got to do. And hopefully it was a wake-up call. True. That is true. But I'd rather get the win. Just make it clear. You know? I don't really want to worry about the scoreline of Curacao versus Honduras. Also, Honduras could still get 6 points. And Curacao, see, that's what I mean. Canada wins, they have 7 points. Honduras would have 6. They'd still get first. A draw means 5 points, and you really got to hope Curacao gets another result. Unbeaten so far, yes. Honduras wasn't that good last night, but they still won. So, 33rd minute, 0-0. (5-2). I still think they've had a better performance than the USA and Mexico, certainly than the USA. That Trinidad team is that bad. So you scored 5 against Trinidad. They're that bad. They're so bad they made this USA team look like world beaters. I'm not afraid of this USA team. No, I'm not. And then Saudi Arabia shut them down and frankly should have gotten a point. Let's just be real. All of the big 4 have looked shockingly milquetoast this tournament. You know what? I'll say it. If you want to go there, I'll go there. All of the 4 favorites, the favorite 4, they've all looked milquetoast. At some point in this tournament, they've all looked milquetoast. If not both games, at least one. Even Panama's looked not so special. Canada was horrible last night. Should have lost. Luckily not, but they should have lost. Mexico looked shaky for both games, but they still won. United States, so you looked. Goal for Madrid! Bellingham against the run of play. 1-0, Jude Bellingham. His brother scored yesterday. Jude scores today. 1-0. I agree. Thank you. I agree. That would be Panama. Panama. It's Panama's group. Panama. Pathetic Pachuca. Ball played forward. Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham gets the ball. Top of the box. Boom. Past Moreno. Into the far post. Jude Bellingham scores the day after his brother does at the Club World Cup. Job is pissed. Because he's probably like, hey, Jude is copying me. Because he has a problem with that or something. He doesn't want to be either way. Goal for Real Madrid, 1-0. 1-0. Jude Bellingham. '36th minute. 1-0. Well, actually 35, but I can. Well. There we go. 36th minute, 1-0. 1-0. Madrid have not been the better team tonight, but they were down a man, and they scored against the run of play on Pachuca. 37th minute. $37 minutes of football. Down. We'll see how Pachuca does over the next 10. Who does Honduras play the quarterfinals? If they finish second, Panama. If they finish second, Panama. If they finish first, well, Guatemala. Group B winner or runner-up, or Group C winner or runner-up. Same as Canada. Just the opposite. Whatever Canada doesn't get, they get. Let's put it like that. Panama or Guatemala. Whoever Canada doesn't get. '38th minute. Schwameni has the free kick. Let's see. So, change Costa Rica or United States, Saudi Arabia for United States. Mexico versus Saudi Arabia. United States versus Costa Rica, Mexico versus Saudi Arabia. I'd still say Panama, Honduras, Canada, Guatemala. I'd say Panama. I think Panama versus Honduras is probably the most obvious game. Mexico versus Saudi. It should be Mexico versus Saudi Arabia, but I still feel like Honduras is worse than Saudi. I really do. United States versus Costa Rica, that's going to be a tough match. Guatemala will be a slightly tough out. Header over the bar. Even if I think Canada should beat them, we saw how that played out. Guatemala is going to be tough, especially depending on where Canada plays that game. That's going to be tough. Guatemala travels well. We saw that 2 years ago and drew them 0-0 group stage with a not as good team, but still. So do with that what you will. '40th minute. What's Rondon's age? He is 35. 35 Rondon. Which isn't, I don't think that's too bad per se. I mean, that's still a pretty possible athletic age. Tom Brady played till he was 45, so. '41st minute. I think Guatemala is just getting better overall. I think they're just getting better overall, and you have to use something to prove that you're pushing forward. And I think that Guatemala is using the Gold Cup as something to push them into a better position, a better standing, so to speak. So. Save for Courtois. Madrid clears. But I do believe Guatemala is good overall now instead of just at the Gold Cup. They've always been a tough team. I think they're getting better in general. Not just at the Gold Cup do they show up and then disappear for 2 years. That's not what it is anymore. Like, they have a chance to go to the World Cup. At least in the playoff. Trent, ball crossed in. Madrid shot, goal! Goal! Goal for Madrid! 2-0. Pachuca against the run of play. Again against the run of play. Arda Güler scores again against the run of play for Madrid. '42nd minute, 43rd minute. Lozano was the wrong choice. Why was Trent alone? That's the one place you don't want him alone is offensive zone. He's good offensively. Did you miss the memo? He's horrible defensively, but he's good offensively. You can't leave him alone like that. Trent crosses it in. Gonzalo. Back to Güler. Curtains. Game blouses. Curtains. 43rd minute. 2-0, 2-0. Madrid. I think Canada would fight the best at the World Cup. And if Jamaica somehow makes it with how bad their group is, if they still have McLaren, Jamaica's going to look the worst. If they get past this easy group or anybody, honestly, even if, here we go. Even if Curacao or Trinidad get out of Group B and win Group B, they're going to look horribly at the World Cup. They might look better in Jamaica, but Jamaica's going to look the worst. Mexico will still look somewhat fine. United States will still look fine. Canada, I still think will look the best, fight the best. Costa Rica, Honduras, they normally fight. Panama, they should look respectable. Jamaica is going to look horrible. And then playoff teams, if we get any playoff teams that get through the playoff, I still think Jamaica might look worse. I still think so. Especially if McLaren is still the manager. Jamaica would look the worst. Montiel's probably leaving Pachuca. Well, you said it, the World Cup. Either way. From all the mediocre teams in CONCACAF. Best fighting. The team that fights the best, Panama. Well, you said island teams. Oh, you did say Panama. Panama would fight the best. Jamaica would look the worst. Jamaica will look the worst. They might still look worse than Trinidad if Trinidad still somehow makes it out of the playoff. With McLaren, you don't know. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Well, you probably know, I should say. You know they're not going to look good. Jamaica will look horrible if they make the World Cup. There's your answer. Three minutes to go. Two minutes in. $2.11. Two 0. 2-0. Three minutes in. Three minutes in. 1 minute to go. Stoppage time. $45 minutes. Four minutes of stoppage time about to be over with. Madrid might get a third. The last time Pachuca played Madrid, it was 3-0. We might have worse and they're down a man somehow. Halftime, 2-0, Madrid, 2-0, medio tiempo. We'll take a short break, talk about the stats, get this one going, sit tight, and we'll I told you I ain't paying attention to shit till the Club World Cup's over. I mean, besides the Club World Cup signings, no. I know Valdez is leaving America, but that's not a signing. Gutierrez to America. Yeah. I think. Yeah, I think we were talking about that. Yeah, no, that's happening. I think I'm speaking about the right transfer, but either way. Oh, yeah. Toluca wants Lucho Acosta, which hasn't happened, but they want him. Other than that, Madrid scored 2 goals. Take a short break. We'll be back. 2-0 at the half. We're back for the stats of the half. We're back for the stats of the half. First of all, we got 54% possession and 46% possession. 5 shots to 12. 2 shots on goal to 5. 245 accurate passes, 92% to 196, 88%. 3 fouls to 9. 1 corner to 2. 5 shots to 12. We have 2 shots on goal to 5. We have 266 pass to 224. 92% pass accuracy to 88% pass accuracy. We have 6 throws, 7, 0 offside to 0, 0 yellow card to 1, 1 red card to 0, 2-0 at the half. 2-0, medio tiempo. Pachuca are down. They had more shots. They've had more shots. They've had good chances. Against the run of play, they've been hit twice by Madrid that have been down a man for most of the game. And frankly, Pachuca should be kicking themselves. I don't even think Madrid's been the better team. I think Pachuca have not taken their chances, but they've had chances. And then Madrid gets 2 and puts them away. So, not even 50% of Almada's Pachuca. Jimmy Lozano fraud. This could be worse. Last time Madrid played Pachuca, 3-0. It almost was 3-0 at the half. Luckily, it wasn't. Could be worse. And by the way, Madrid's down a man. So do with that what you will. But again, Pachuca's got to do better, I should say. It would suck if Pachuca got this golden opportunity and pissed it away. Because he has. He's been pretty solid considering they've allowed 2 goals per game. But Pereira, he's looked solid in most cases. Playing 2 European teams where one you would have thought they were better and the other they lost to anyway 6 months ago. And if you're not better in Madrid, no matter how bad Madrid is, I have to tell you, that was always going to be hard. Salzburg, that could be a disappointment, but that's a disappointment, but what can you do? Also sucks that Andres Macolta's hurt, but Kennedy sucks. Yeah. You know what? Yep, he is. Well, they also took Gignac. Let's not forget, Gignac played at that Olympics as well for France because he's French, even though he loves Mexico more than anything. That was a weird game. Like, I knew Gignac was French, but Mexico versus France at that Olympics was just like, huh? Like, Gignac playing against Mexico was just like, I was like, I know he's French, but it's still a mind, still a mind bender. I'm like, okay, that's okay. Gonzalez has been good. Yeah, he's been real good. He's going to leave soon, isn't he? John Kennedy should be starting, yes. I could see it. With that being said, let's talk. So how things panned out is nothing will change on the schedule for the next week. When I said deal with things with the loss in the family that we've had, it was more procedural. I don't need to be there for that. It's more of my mom has to deal with it, and my dad took her because there you go. But it's more procedural stuff and last witness stuff. So they went on to deal with that, and I'm still here. So if there is a memorial, I will be there for that. But in this case, the stage we're in, I don't need to be there for it. So for the formalities and such. So no changes is what I'm saying. No changes to the schedule is what I'm saying. At least this week. If they're normally, I don't know if you really have a memorial for people who have been cremated. Nana and Pop didn't get one. But that may just be my dad's side of the family and the interactions that my dad's side of the family has and whatever. It could be different. I don't know. It's up to you, I guess. But either way, well, if there is a memorial for my mom's mother, I will be back there for that. But I will be there for that wherever that may be. But right now what they're dealing with is just procedural stuff, and I didn't need to be there for that. So for the next week, no changes. Next week, I'm not sure, but we'll see how that pans out. I'll tell you when I know. Yeah. Especially for cremated people. You know, so again, as I said, my Nana and Pop didn't get a memorial. They just went straight into an urn, and there you go. And there you go. So, you know, it may be the same way there. I don't know. But I'll tell you when I know. But for now, this upcoming week from here to next weekend, no changes. But you'll find out when I know. You'll find out when I know. That's funny. But with that being said, Madrid, they're down a man. They shouldn't be winning, but they are. 2 goals against the run of play. Pachuca's been okay. They still allowed 2 goals against the run of play. I'll be watching it. The game I'm choosing to focus on is Trinidad-Saudi because there's more meaning to it. But I will have both games on my screen because YouTube TV has the multi-view, and one's on Fox, one's on FS1. I'll be talking about it. It's an unadvertised double. I don't know about the Mexico-Costa Rica stream. That might just be Mexico-Costa Rica. I don't know if that'll be an unadvertised double. But I do damn well know the U.S. game, I will talk about it. I'll have it on the screen. But Trinidad, well, I still think Trinidad-Saudi will probably get more views than USA-Haiti. But there's still more meaning to that game than the USA. I think we know the USA is going to win, get 7 points, top the group. No problem. I think we know that. The question is does Trinidad somehow jump over Saudi Arabia? So, we'll see. So, I'll be watching both at that time spot. Trinidad, Saudi's the focus. But it's probably unadvertised double. It's an unadvertised double. So, there you go. Trinidad beats Saudi. They're in the knockouts. I would say, well, it means the goal differential matters. Goal differential matters at the Gold Cup and like the Club World Cup. So it's not just, oh, no, they would be. Oh, no, they would be because they'd have 4 points. Saudi would only have 3. Well, there you go. No, yeah, they would. If they win, they're in the knockouts with a -5 goal differential. With a minus goal differential if they win. If Saudi wins, they have 6 points. If it's a draw, Saudi goes through. If Trinidad wins, they'll have 4 points over Saudi's 3. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that Haiti draw. It was so bad. Haiti should have won. But either way, if Haiti beats the USA, then I guess Haiti go. Well, if Haiti beats the USA, then Haiti would go through on goal differential. Trinidad only goes through if Haiti loses and they beat Saudi Arabia. I still think a Trinidad win over Saudi is more likely than a Haiti over United States win, but you'll, in my opinion, though. But that's just me. Second half about to start. Substitutions. Cabral is on for Pachuca. Cabral is on for Pachuca for Dominguez. Bautista, Dominguez are off for Cabral and John Kennedy. Madrid will make a sub. And then we'll start the second half. Kennedy and Cabral on for Dominguez. And Garcia's off for Brahim Diaz. Gold Cup. Gold Cup. Dominguez, Bautista off for Kennedy and Cabral. See if that pans out. Huh. Second half. We'll review this game once it's over. Then we'll be back for Trinidad versus Saudi and USA Haiti. And then back for Group. So Group D, Group A, Group C, Group B for the CONCACAF Gold Cup. Monday off, Gold Cup wise. We still have 2 Club World Cup games tomorrow. Seattle PSG. I'm still doing it. I might have had to pull it, but we'll still be doing PSG Seattle, even if it means nothing. I think we're doing it just for the moment. Seattle's going to get their shit rocked, but I mean, yeah, PSG is going to rock Seattle's shit, but I'll still do the game because the MLS team versus PSG. I think that's at least good for the moment. We'll do it for the moment. Now, playing for 46th minute. But we'll see how that game goes. And then, of course, we have the Miami versus Palmeiras game tomorrow night. Prime time, Miami versus Palmeiras. That one matters a lot more. Actually, I will be live for the Seattle PSG game. No RSR. We'll edit that. We will make that addendum or that amendment. Unless Seattle wins, then I'll whip up a card and we'll do a RSR for that. But yeah, if Seattle wins, I'll do an emergency RSR. But for now, I think it's probably going to be to the point where PSG wins and we're just doing the live for the moment, and then we'll just live and review for Miami Palmeiras. Yeah, tomorrow. I don't think we're going to have to review the PSG Seattle game. It's going to be 5-0 PSG. It's going to be 5-0 or more by PSG. I know Rory would love to see it, but really it's just for the moment. 48th minute. Forty-ninth minute, playing forward. Pachuca have the ball. Cleared away. Forty-ninth minute. Pachuca. 50-49, 2-0. Crossed in. Plays down. Fiftieth minute. I think 2018 Toronto would fare in this tournament. I would say they would get a group win, as in a match win during the group stage. I believe they would at least get one win in the group. 4 points sounds about right. I think 4 points sounds about right. Depending on... I could see them winning a group if it was favorable, depending on where you put them. 2018 Toronto. But I think they'd at least get 4 points. I really do. That team was that team was so good. 2017, 2018 Toronto. That team was so good. If they were in a tournament like this, 4 points at least. Depends on the group, though. Depending on which group. I think they would make it out of the group, depending. Yeah. That Toronto team, yeah. Free kick for Schwameni. They would have... The sad part is they would have done better than Chivas did against Kashima Antlers. Toronto would have won. Toronto wouldn't have embarrassed themselves as bad at the Mini Club World Cup as Chivas did. Playing forward. Chivas absolutely embarrassed themselves that December. They did. Cleared away by Pachuca. Hey, at least you're not alone. Leon lost to a Japanese team too after winning the CONCACAF Champions League. So at least you're not alone. You're not the only ones that get embarrassed by a Japanese team. I love the J League, but Liga MX is better. Liga MX, the quality of Liga MX is better than the Japanese league. I'm watching both. Y'all should have won that game. Leon should have won theirs against Urawa. Okay, so you were there, but you got embarrassed. I'm saying if we were there, we wouldn't have got embarrassed. And sometimes it's better to stay home. And sometimes it's better to stay home. For 54th minute. This tournament has way too many games. This would have been a semifinal at best. Yeah. Well, I mean, last year in a similar format to the Club World Cup, the former Club World Cup, Madrid Pachuca was the final. They played each other 6 months ago, and Pachuca lost 3-0. But that was a final. But because of the tweaking of the format, the mini format, it was a final. In the old format, yeah, it probably would have been a semifinal if Pachuca still would have had to win a game to be there. But yeah, they did. They won 2 instead of 1. So yeah, no, you're right. It technically was. Not would have been, it was. Not would have been, it was. So. And Pachuca beat a South American team, a CONMEBOL team, to set up the game against Al-Ahly, which they won on penalties just to play past the post Madrid. Which the old format would have had a CONMEBOL team playing Madrid and CONCACAF playing, to play that, depending if it was a semifinal or final, either Botafogo or Madrid. In theory, Pachuca passed the semifinal before they passed the quarterfinal just to get to the final. Either way, it was, technically. Trent's getting cooked again. Yes. When will he get hooked? Like game 1, because he should. Bombastic failure and hooked. Not yet, but he should be. You know what? I'm glad. I don't have to defend Trent anymore. Shot, save. Rondon misses. I'm glad. Because, I mean, I have a soft spot for Liverpool. I'll admit that much. I hated having to defend Trent. Yeah, he's awesome offensively, but he's a horrible defender, and he's a jackass. Have you seen all the Liverpool fans just being hate watching him? I understand why. Turns out he had this shit planned for years, and it's turned out horribly. At least since Bellingham got there, probably. Dude speaks good Spanish. He's been learning for a while. Shot blocked away. '48th minute. Oh, cleared away. Save for Courtois. Once. Shot, save, corner. Damn, DAZN is behind too? So many Courtois saves. Well, I'm not surprised about that. That doesn't surprise me at all. Corner. Lol. No, they didn't. They didn't get James on loan, no. Which is so mean considering he's owned by Grupo Pachuca. Ceballos and Modric coming on. Wait. Please don't tell me they're hooking Cabral. No, it doesn't seem like it. Good. I was like, are they going to hook him? Are you kidding me? No, it's just tactics. It's just tactics talk. Okay. Goulet off for Modric and Bellingham off for Ceballos. I was like, are y'all going to hook him? Hell no. He just came on 14 minutes ago. Kennedy and Chaka are off. Those are get subbed. Kennedy, I mean the Chelsea Kennedy. Oh, Showfeast. They put on Showfeast. Showfeast and Sanchez. Oh, God, they put on Showfeast. They put on Showfeast. They put on Showfeast. Like that helps anything. '61st minute. Former San Jose player. Oh, yeah, I remember. That was wild. Playing forward, 62nd minute. And Chivas player, yep. Playing forward. '62nd minute. The Blue Jays lost 2 or 3 to the White Sox. Pachuca is clearly the away team here. Well, at least they have 2 lead the wild card. At least have a 2-game lead in the wild card. Okay. How you lose 2 or 3 to the freaking White Sox? 63rd minute. '63rd minute. '63rd minute. Pachuca can't seem to come back. Come on, Pachuca, win this game. They've been better for most of it. They got scored on twice against the run of play. 64th minute. 2-0, 2-0. Mbappe is sick with gastroenteritis or something. Oh, America having negotiations with Isiah Paskins, Academy player of Toluca. Huh. Interesting. Yep. Cross in, header, nothing there. So Isiah Paskins might go to America. All right. Don't see. Okay. Well, there you go. '66th minute. Two 0 66th minute. Can Pachuca find a goal? Two 0 2-0. '66th minute. Madrid still has the lead, and they're seeing this game out. You know what? Jimmy Lozano is a fraud. It's finally time to admit it. Jimmy Lozano's a fraud. And you know what? Maybe the Mexican national team wasn't wrong to fire him. You know what? Maybe he didn't get screwed over by the Mexican national team. Maybe he deserved to get fired. Maybe he wasn't good enough. You know what? Maybe Jimmy was all memes and good vibes, and then when the vibes went away, that's what showed what he... Maybe Jimmy was all vibes. Maybe Jimmy Lozano was all vibes and memes. And once those wore off, the real... '68th minute. Playing forward, shot! Wide, Chofis. Good shot. Chofis. Lopez. Corner, 69th minute. Cross in. Header. And he doesn't try anything for it. Rondon. He might be washed. I think he might be washed. I think he might be washed. Shot! Goal! 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 Valverde! Slides in and slots it home. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. Fede Valverde scores. Such a muted celebration. But that's going to be the game. Just that. For what, though? Pachuca deserves this for what, though? Playing forward. Guess they're trying to make sure Vinny was onside. Valverde gets the ball. Or yes, he does. And then he makes a second run. The ball's chipped over. Valverde slides and through the legs of Moreno. Ay, ay, ay. Uf, Maron. Uf, Maron. Uf, Maron. Uf, Maron. 3-0, 3-0. Pachuca, y'all are awful. Down a man and they're down 3-0, just as bad as they were 6 months ago. Aye. 71st minute. Well, it's going to stand 70 minutes for Valverde. Substitution. It's going to stand and they'll kick off. This is worse. It is. It's the same score line, but you're down, or they're down a man. Guzman on for Pallavicino. That's about a late hook that doesn't matter at this point. Should have been hooked earlier. At least Monterrey's been making top signings the past year, got a credible coach for this tournament. Pachuca's been selling their best players and signed the worst Mexican coach in the country. Well, true. Pushing out Almada before the Club World Cup, though, was kind of the dumbest shit. Okay, you have a point. That's not good preparedness. Also, not loaning in James Rodriguez when Grupo Pachuca owns him, and he's wanted to go to the Club World Cup, and he got screwed over because, well, he opened his idiot mouth and talked shit about Messi, and that's pretty much what truly got Leon pushed out. It's not the rules. It's the fact they had a rule to punish him with, and they punished him because he had to run his mouth. But either way, they weren't going to go double jeopardy because there was only one Grupo Pachuca team left. So they basically told James to F you, F yourself. Right? And then they also got rid of Almada, and he said he would go through the Club World Cup, and then they said, nope, get out. Munoz and Rudiger coming on for Madrid. That's true. But again, I'm just saying. But he said he would stay through the Club World Cup, and then he left. They could say quit. That doesn't seem like a quit to me. Like, it could say, yeah, he's agreed to leave, but when you say you're going to stay through the Club World Cup and then you just up and leave months before, it feels a bit fishy, even if they say, oh, he quit. We agreed to let him leave. No, something's going on behind the scenes. It ain't black and white. It ain't black and white. True. But again, to me, when you say, hey, I'm going to stick it out, I'm going to be here till the Club World Cup, then I'm going to leave. I understand it, but still. But that's on Pachuca not preparing at all. Again, the point stands. I think they would be doing better with Almada still as the manager, though. That's also my point. Vinicius, Cross, Valverde. 75th minute. Yep. Elias Montiel and Brian Gonzalez are also leaving. Yeah, I agree. I mean, they kind of are, considering Solomon Rondon ain't done shit and he's washed, but no, you don't. Norwich? No. No, you don't. It's a silent W. Water break. It's a silent W. Real Madrid dominating with 10 men because Pachuca suck. Pachuca just, like, they have the shots, they have the possession, they ain't done anything else. I mean, Real Madrid's still Real Madrid, though. Yes. I normally don't go hard on Pachuca because they do produce the best talent in Mexico. Okay, good for you. How about this upcoming World Cup? You're not bringing anyone? True. Yes. Yes, it's more competitive for sure. Even Canada's felt it, which I didn't expect, but then it happened. So, no, it's a very competitive Gold Cup, and I'm actually kind of happy about it to a certain extent. I'm happy that the Gold Cup has been a very competitive tournament. Before the knockout stage, I think it's good for the bigger teams, also good for the smaller teams to get closer, I guess. So I guess the Nations League is bearing fruit because that was the plan. They were like, hey, this will help competitiveness in the region. It has. So in the end, it has. Cristiano hat trick, Raul Jimenez brace. 3-2 Portugal. Rudiger's on. 78th minute. Cristiano hat trick. Cristiano hat trick, Raul brace. At the World Cup final. Mexico-Portugal World Cup final. Cristiano hat trick, Raul Jimenez brace. Yes. Yep. Yes, I'm riding this train till it freaking crashes. I'm riding this train till it derails. I'm still back in Canada. Delusionally biased. I don't whether it's delusional, bias, or me just being a stubborn jackass, I'm still back in Canada till this train derails. Whether that be Tuesday or whether that be during the knockout stage or whether that be during the final. I hope it's a wake-up call. I hope that's what it is. That result against Curacao. I hope it's a wake-up call and not a bad omen. Playing forward is Pachuca, 79th minute. So, Yep. Playing forward, Pachuca. Playing up. Shot! Goal! Goal for Pachuca! At least they scored this time. Montiel! Elias Montiel with a goal. Golazo! 3-1. Not that it matters, but hey, at least they scored. Elias Montiel scores. Top of the box just says, screw it, boom, deflection and in. Elias Montiel goal with a deflection and in. But it would have went on net anyway, so nice goal. 3-1 Elias Montiel. Bros leave Pachuca. 80th minute, Elias Montiel, 3-1. Well, I mean, that's normal. Very normal. That's Pachuca for you. They leave. They do good and leave. Header. Top of the box. And they could have made it 2 and somehow almost tied it up. Wouldn't that be funny? Pachuca's the Mexican Dortmund. I would agree with that, except less successful. Well, I guess similarly successful, actually. Maybe I'm being harsh. Similarly successful. All right. Sold out Bank of America Stadium. Yeah, it looks pretty full. Not recently. Well, that would be funny, but that would be Pachuca for you. Hopefully it's to Europe and not another Mexican team, but knowing Mexico, it's going to be another Mexican team, isn't it? Part of the problem. At least they play for Pachuca. They might go to Europe. They might. Shot wide. They might. I didn't say they would. Montiel's going to Real Oviedo. Oh, yeah. Grupo Pachuca owns them, too. Oh, yeah. And it just went to La Liga. That's actually really... Well... Brian Gonzalez, I think Chivas. Well, at least one of them's going to Europe. For a team that Pachuca owns. But... that is in La Liga. Even if Paunovic is coaching them, which I don't know if that's really... Well, no. Chivas should have never fired him in the first place. So, no, I guess he is a good coach. Chivas is actually on the right track. Well, fired him, left, either way. Well, I'll be watching Robin Hood when the Caribbean Cup starts again. They won the damn thing 2 years ago. The Caribbean Cup itself, I'm sure the Suriname Major League is better than the old league. And Robin Hood won the Caribbean Cup, the first Caribbean Cup. I've watched Robin Hood games before on this channel and reviewed them. That Robin Hood Cavalier second leg review did pretty damn well. And I was pretty impressed with Robin Hood. They had some good players on that team. Shaquille Cairo, Jonathan Funkel. At the time. Now, of course, it's changed, but at the time. I thought they were pretty solid. I mean, they won the Caribbean Cup. It's sort of an underdog story from the Caribbean Club Shield to winning the Caribbean Cup, but it was awesome. I thought they played pretty well. So I don't think I'd say the Surinamese League is crap, because if Robin Hood's anything to go by, for a Caribbean League, it's probably solid. Shot, save. Courtois with a save. Yeah. Yep. Rondon is useless now. Yes, he's washed. Oh, really? I didn't hear about that. So what? Montiel will be a Real Madrid player in 3 years? Well, hey, if Oviedo goes down, he might just buy him anyway. If he's good. If he's not the reason Oviedo go down, he might just buy him anyway. Well, hold on, actually. Honestly, well, Modric is leaving. I'm just saying. Modric is leaving. I'm just saying. Already better than Xhaka. Sanchez already is looking good. Because he just is. I mean, Jurgen Klinsmann wasn't that good of a USA coach. He stayed on for way too long. He at least sort of understood American culture, even though he brought in the German players, the German dual nats. But that sort of helped the team. But South Korea, you can't do that. There aren't any German dual nats on South Korea. He wasn't there long enough either. So I think Jurgen just definitely didn't understand the South Korean culture. He didn't understand the American culture, and it ended very badly. So I think the last moment of Jurgen, I think his tactics are sort of past it as well. But playing forward, Madrid. Saw Pogba's going to Monaco. Hopefully he plays well there. I hope he plays well there. 86th minute. '87th minute, 3-1. Thanks for the explanation. Yep. Klinsmann wasn't a match with South Korea. He was more of a match with the USMNT, but it still ended horribly at the USMNT. With the USMNT, it still ended horribly, but it's funny, like one of Klinsmann's best German players, John Brooks, could have stayed with the USMNT, but for some reason, Greg Berhalter got pissed. Somehow, Greg Berhalter didn't like John Brooks. I don't know. For some reason, that was one of Berhalter's biggest missteps, I think. Klinsmann was a very good player, yes. Coach. When his system worked, yeah. Now he's old man yells at cloud. 88th minute. Which that happens to everybody, I guess. Which I guess happens to everybody to a certain extent. Old man yells at cloud. It happens. It happens, but it happens. But what can you do, really? 89th minute. But Rondon he's been horrible both games. What happened to Idrissi? Injured. Muscular fatigue or muscular discomfort. He got hurt. Or he got a knock. That also is a problem. Idrissi not playing at the Club World Cup definitely kneecapped Pachuca as well. Him getting muscular fatigue, which is crazy considering they didn't play long in the playoffs. They only played one friendly. Should have brought James after all. I agree with that. Sometimes it just doesn't fit. 30 seconds before stoppage time. Yeah. That was still the first cycle, I think. That was still the 2014 cycle, though. Which was good. Then 2017. Well, the 2018 cycle happened. Especially the Hex. Nope. 90th minute. See, that's why you bring James. I love Idrissi, but 5 minutes of stoppage time. Shot. We'll review the game once it's over. Ball crossed in. Saved by Courtois. Five minutes of stoppage time of this game to be played. Playing forward is Pachuca. 4 minutes to go. It would take a miracle for them to pull off a point here. Blocked away over the bar. Two minutes of 5. Three minutes to go. Sometimes when you know you're cooked, you got to cheat for offense. And by cheating for offense, I mean being blatantly offside. Sometimes that happens. That's life. Deal with it. Playing forward. 2 minutes to go. Well, halfway through stoppage time. Soon to be 2 minutes. Two minutes to go. Playing forward. Real Madrid. Here's Madrid. Player down. Header saved. Yeah, that was good acting. Fall on the floor award. .428. Getting to the final. Past the 5th minute of stoppage time. But again, we'll see if it ends after 5 minutes. X. This ain't a wrestling match. Brother threw up the X. He's walking. What do you mean, throw up the X? Brother's walking. What do you mean, throw up the X? That's not what that means. What a joke. I think it's unfair, too. I think that is an unfair analysis as well. I think U.S. soccer has improved. Leagues and national team. I think it has improved since 95. So, drop ball. See if they... Playing forward. Let's see if they blow the whistle. Playing forward. Cleared away. 6:25. 3-1. We're going to keep going. Pachuca joins LAFC as Seattle, right? Yeah, but I think Seattle could still somehow advance. They still have an outside shot of advancing. Pachuca, LAFC does not. Pachuca, I think, still would. Salzburg, if they get 6. Madrid with 4. Pachuca. Oh. Well, if Madrid. Well, no, if Salzburg wins, they'll be out. Yeah. And that's full time. 3-1 Real Madrid. 3-1 esta noche. 3-1, 3-1. With that being said, we will review this match. Have that up within the hour. I will see you later for Trinidad versus Saudi Arabia live. We'll be live from Mexico, Costa Rica, and have a review for that at the end of the night. 2 more lives, 1 more review. Well, I guess 2 more reviews because we still got to put up the review. But either way, the Madrid Pachuca review will be up before the next stream. I'll see you soon. I'm running. I'm out. Peace. See ya.